In the heart of a turbulent empire, a general turned gladiator stands at the brink of destiny. Will he seize victory, or will he become another forgotten hero in Rome's blood-stained sands? On the battlefield, the steadfast general Maximus Decimus Meridius could be heard shouting Roma Victor over and over again. In the year 180 AD, a brave leader rose to power. He led the Roman troops into war against the powerful Germanic tribes without fear. He led his men with great bravery and unwavering resolve, and in the end, they won a huge victory. This important win marked the end of a long and violent war, putting an end to a chapter that was full of death. Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who was getting old, looked at this military victory with great respect. During the campaign, it was easy to see that important people were there. Among them were the emperor's children, Commodus, a young man who was driven by his goals, and Lucilla, the emperor's responsible daughter, who did everything she was supposed to do. When their father called them together, it was because he was about to make an important choice. Commodus gave his brother Maximus a show of brotherly love because he was sure of his own future. At the same time, Lucilla was feeling nervous because she was meeting up with Maximus, a man she had once been romantically involved with. In the world of being a mother and a widow, Lucilla was called by the emperor, who thought that her presence was essential at this time. Emperor Marcus Aurelius surprised everyone in his empire by giving the respected Maximus the surprising honor of becoming his true heir. The burning desire inside him pushed Maximus to go on a good quest. His deepest desire was to see the return of the Roman Republic, when the emperor would gladly give up power and put it in the hands of the wise Senate. Maximus was split between his strong desire to be with his family again and the heavy responsibility that was quickly put on his shoulders. When he tried to turn down the honor, he ran into the emperor, who told him that his hesitation was exactly what made him the best person for this important job. Commodus and his father had a heartbreaking meeting that set the stage for a fight. Commodus proudly told the emperor that he never really appreciated his good qualities or showed him the love that a son longs for. Commodus, who had an insatiable need for love and approval, got caught up in a sad story. He killed his own father by choking him. Since there was no king, the chair was empty, ready for the next person to sit on it. Commodus saw his chance and didn't spend any time pretending to be the rightful emperor. In his search for loyalty, he went to Maximus and tried to get him to side with him. But when Maximus found out that Commodus had played a part in Marcus Aurelius's death, he refused to be persuaded. In a fit of anger, Commodus gave the order to find Maximus and kill him. He also told his guards to kill Maximus's beloved wife and innocent young son with no mercy. Maximus was about to die, but he barely made it out alive. But when he finally got home after a long time away, he saw that his family had been brutally killed. He collapsed to the ground in grief and tiredness when he saw where his loved ones were buried. Maximus was in a terrible situation when he was found by slave traders. They moved him quickly to Zuxabar, a remote province in the middle of North Africa's huge desert. He was bought by none other than Proximo, the respected owner of a well-known combat school. At first, Maximus didn't seem like he was interested in fighting, but as time went on, his amazing skill in fighting started to show in the field. With his amazing skills and unbreakable will, he quickly gained the attention and respect of the crowd. In the middle of the gladiators, he began to get close to two very interesting people. One of them was Hagen, a fierce, Germanic fighter. The other was Juba, a skilled shooter from Numidia, whose speed and accuracy could not be beat. In the hard times that were coming, Juba in particular became a close friend and ally, talking with Maximus often about the future and how much he wanted to be with his family again. In ancient Rome, the master of the empire, Commodus, showed off a beautiful show of gladiator games. This expensive show was meant to celebrate his father's death and win over the hearts of the Romans. Commodus announced a special 150-day festival with a lot of pomp and show, hoping to win the love and support of the people. When the big show started, it was Proximo's team of gladiators who were hired to take part. Maximus, an experienced warrior, took care of Proximo's gladiators and led them into a task that seemed impossible to overcome. Even though the chances were against them, they won, surprising everyone and beating a strong and better enemy force. Both the people watching and Commodus were blown away by the amazing show. Even though Commodus hated Maximus very much, he had to spare his life because the crowd liked him so much. As Commodus watched Maximus's fame grow, and the people give him the prestigious name Maximus, the Merciful, he became more and more angry. As the games went on, Maximus found himself facing Tigris of Gaul, a tough fighter who had never lost in the gladiator ring. As the two fighters got ready for a life-or-death fight, the air was full of excitement. A crowd eager to see blood was watching their every move. The risk was made worse by the fact that fierce tigers were all around the ring, ready to act on their natural instincts at any time. Maximus won a hard and intense fight because he never gave up. Maximus stood in front of Commodus, waiting for the decision that would decide what would happen to Tigris. Maximus made a choice that would shape his character. He went against his desire for payback and chose kindness instead. This choice, on the other hand, only made Commodus more angry and drew the attention of everyone else who saw this act of kindness. Maximus won the fight, and when he came out of it, he found himself with Cicero, his long-lost companion. In a moment of emotional reunion, Cicero told his army that they were excitedly waiting for their leader to arrive at the port of Ostia. Lucilla was afraid of her brother because he was becoming more unstable. She and Senator Gracchus worked together because they both knew that something needed to be done right away. Together, they started a secret plan and asked Maximus for help because he was a strong, determined man. Their main goal was to get rid of Commodus, the cruel master who had a tight grip on their beloved Rome. But the plan went in a surprising direction when Commodus was able to get Lucius to confess. Proximo and Hagen died too soon. They were brave warriors who had fought with unwavering courage. The remaining gladiators, including Juba, were taken prisoner along with their fallen friends. They had been hit hard by bad luck, leaving them at the mercy of their attackers. Maximus found a way to get away from his attackers, even though it seemed impossible. His freedom didn't last long, though, because he was soon caught in a trap that was set using Cicero as a bait. In a sad turn of events, Cicero was killed in a horrible way. At the same time, Maximus managed to avoid a similar fate by the narrowest of gaps, barely avoiding danger. Commodus chose to face Maximus in the Grand Colosseum. Commodus knew that Maximus was the best fighter in the world, so he used a sneaky trick to sneak his dagger into Maximus's body just before their fight. The sneaky blow was carefully hidden by the gladiator's armor, so Maximus didn't know what was coming. Maximus was hurt, but he kept going and used his skills to take Commodus's weapons away. Maximus turned the tables on the emperor and killed him with his own weapon. Commodus lay still and dead in the quiet Colosseum. While this was going on, Maximus fell into a sad dream. With his last breaths, he drew up a clear picture of a future reuniting, a heartfelt hug with his beloved wife and son in the world after death. As Quintus, the commander of the Praetorian Guard, brought Maximus back to reality, the brave fighter gave his last order. In a strong voice, he demanded that Proximo's gladiators be set free and that Senator Gracchus be given his job back. He told Senator Gracchus to get the Senate's power back, which made Marcus Aurelius's big plan for the great city of Rome come true. As soon as Maximus fell from tiredness, Lucilla moved quickly to his side. As soon as Maximus took his last breath, he left the mortal world and crossed the barrier into the ethereal heaven, where he would be reunited with his loved ones. Senator Gracchus and the gladiators led the way as they took his dead body out of the Colosseum in a somber parade. Juba, who had just gotten his freedom, was in the Colosseum when night fell. He carefully put down small images of Maximus's beloved wife and son. Gladiator, released in 2000, directed by Ridley Scott, produced on a budget of approximately $103 million. The production team built a replica of the ancient Roman Colosseum, which was used for various action sequences. The set was an impressive feat of construction and design. Gladiator received widespread critical acclaim and won 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Actor for Russell Crowe's memorable performance as Maximus. Please subscribe for more videos like this, and we'll see you at the next recap.